presents to you the story of Aiken Drum. It's a folktale from Scotland. Have you ever heard someone sing or whistle while they worked? That person must be a happy person. Maybe, just maybe, that person saw Aiken Drum when they were a child. Aiken Drum can only be seen by happy people who like to work, and usually only when they are young. Once, a long time ago, the men and women in a small town in Scotland had much too much work to do. It seemed like they were always tired. It seemed like they were always grumpy. It seemed like, well, let's let them tell the story. So in this town, there was a baker.
I wake up early every day to make bread, cakes, pies, and cookies. I never have enough, so everyone wants to buy them anymore.
And there was a mother in this town.
I get early up every day trying to take care of my children. I have never time to play with them anymore. I wish I had something to help me get my work done.
It seemed like they were all a little tired and unhappy, and they didn't like their jobs. As everyone was talking, they heard singing in the distance.
Annie work for Aiken Drum, Aiken Drum, Aiken Drum. Annie work for Aiken Drum, and you work for Aiken Drum.
They looked down the lane, but they didn't see anyone. Remember, when people are unhappy or they don't like their work, they can never see Aiken Drum. They looked and they looked, but still they didn't see anyone. But then they heard something. And they heard some singing again.
Annie work for Aiken Drum, Aiken Drum, Aiken Drum. Annie work for Aiken Drum, you work for Aiken Drum.
Then one very happy and helpful little girl came along.
Look, there's a funny little man walking down the street.
The men and the women looked at the girl and frowned. They couldn't see anything, so they knew she couldn't either. But then another little girl came along. Well, she could see him too, and she noted that he was a grown man, but he was only the size of a child. Another child came along who had something else to say.
I see him. What does it look like?
You see, unfortunately, this child is not a happy child. It didn't although it looks differently. Did not like helping doing jobs at home. Someone else who had heard singing came down the street.
He is a brownie. I Bob something about brownie. People work.
They found out that if they were good to this brownie, he would help them get their work done. And this is how the brownie called Aiken Drum came to live in their small town. Every day in the evening, someone would put out some bread and some milk for the brownie. And every morning the bread and the milk were gone. Only the children saw the brownie, but they all saw the work that was getting done. The baker's roll seemed to rise higher. He was much happier and baked so many goods that he had enough to sell to everyone who wanted baked goods. The mother laughed because she thought the brownie was helping her. She got her work done and still had time to play with her children. Well, Aiken Drum did work. He did a little bit of work for town. But most people got more work done simply because they acted happier and sang and hummed as they worked. One day, one of the people in the town had an idea. She thought that since Aiken Drum had been so nice to them, they needed to do something nice for Aiken Drum. So they made a hat and jacket for him. It was just his size. There's something you should know about brownies, though. They love to work, but you must never pay a brownie. If you try to pay a brownie for his work, he may feel silly and leave. When Aiken Drum found the hat and jacket, he knew that they were just for him. But he left town and walked down the road singing his song. The adults who had never seen Aiken Drum in the first place thought he was still there helping them. They worked happily every day with whistling, singing, and humming. Since they were happy, it always seemed like their work got done faster and easier than on days when they acted grumpy and sad. The children realized that Aiken Drum had left them, but they continued to happily help around their houses. They wanted to have the work done so their parents would have time to play with them and have time to play with Aiken Drum every came back. Some children still put out bread and milk for Aiken Drum and other brownies that wander around the land. When the bread and the milk are gone, their parents tell them that a dog or a cat must have eaten it. But the children know better and always are on the lookout for Aiken Drum. Maybe you can eat.